young man making his big league debut. There has to be butterflies in Chicago all in his gut right now.
I would think so. It's a cool story because of his dad, and it gives me a lot of chances to accidentally call him Phil like I did yesterday when I posted the lineup. But people asking why Tyler Nevin, and it's kind of like, well, if not him, then who? I mean, this club obviously wanted someone on the 40-man, preferably a first baseman with Ryan Mountcastle and Trey Mancini day-to-day, and somebody just healthy at AAA. There weren't a lot of choices when you look at what's going on down there right now among 40 men. Jahmai Jones, Richie Martin, Yusniel Diaz, now Rylan Bannon, all on the injured list. None of them first basemen. And Bannon's hit like 175 right now. And really Martin is the only guy out of that group that they would even be comfortable bringing up right now anyway. So it had to be somebody. And you go ahead and you get a chance to take a look at him. The other option would have been, Ramon Urias again as a middle infielder, and then playing Pat Valaika, Stevie Wilkerson at first base. But why not go with a first baseman? This is probably a temporary assignment. Honestly, the Orioles hope it is. Nothing against Nevin, but Mountcastle's back in the lineup today. Mancini isn't quite ready. They're both going to be playing sore, as Brandon Hyde put it earlier today. So it's a little risky, but you need that healthy body right now. But with Mountcastle being back and Mancini maybe by tomorrow or Monday, you don't need Nevin. You can send him back down. In the meantime, it gives them a chance to take a look at him. But they really didn't have a lot of other choices. He wasn't beaten down the door. He's hitting 212 with a 260 on base percentage and 20 strikeouts and 73 plate appearances. But he has hit 5 home runs. He is this trade acquisition, as you said, the Michael Gibbons deal with the Rockies for a first-round pick. So go ahead and take a brief look at him. He's in the lineup today, and then maybe you can bring him back later. I'm just sure they're hoping that it isn't too soon because they want to keep Mountcastle and Mancini in the lineup.
You talk about being limited, 3-man bench. What kind of challenges do they present?
Yeah, it's a roll of the dice, but it's hard to argue with the logic of going with the extra pitcher. This has been explained. They'd have, they want 14, they want 9 bullpen arms because they are ramping up from the 60 to 162 games, all the extra innings that these guys are going to have now. It doesn't help that the starters, other than John Means, aren't pitching deep into games. You've got a collective slump with the bullpen besides Paul Fry. So you want some extra guys in there, just hoping you can find somebody else to take that baton. So that all makes sense. But it really is a roll of the dice when you have a 3-man bench. We saw that Thursday. The Orioles are having some rotten luck when it comes to position players getting hurt. And even if they don't go on the IL or not right away, day-to-day status is a dagger on a 3-man bench. And Thursday you have, Mountcastle was already unavailable after hitting in the cage. Then you've got Mancini getting hit in the hand. Suddenly you've got Pedro Severino on the bench as your only reserve. A catcher, not ideal to begin with. If you put him in the game and somebody else gets hurt, then what do you do? So you're really limited in that regard, but you just keep your fingers crossed that guys aren't going to get hurt, and certainly not 2 guys getting hit by pitches within 3 days. Honestly, what are the odds of that? I can't compute it, but it seems a little odd. And then you had Austin Hayes get hurt, or Santander, and they were day-to-day before they go on the IL. And it really, really does limit you when you're already limited with a 3-man bench, but they've got to stick with it for quite a while this summer until they start getting the better pitching. Eventually, I think they could go back to a 4-man bench. They're just not ready to do it right now. And certainly when Hunter Harvey and Max Roller, who are on the rehab assignments, rejoin the team, that's going to mean extra bullpen arm that definitely leaves you with that 3-man bench.
Roch, you brought up Hunter Harvey. Talk us about his rehab assignment progress. How's he looking?
That was a sweet segue, wasn't it?
It was.
That was not by accident.
I love the way you handled that.
I didn't know you were going to ask me about him. Yeah, he's made 3 appearances at Norfolk. And look, the numbers aren't great. 5 runs, 3 earned, and 4 2/3 innings. Only 2 strikeouts. Walked about his first batter last night. Actually got the start, went 1 2/3. But you always look past those stats on a rehab assignment. This guy hasn't pitched since like March 12th against the Phillies. He threw 1 pitch and they came out with a strained oblique. So I wouldn't expect him to be blowing hitters away right now and with no runs, no hits. What you look at in the report, and I asked Brandon Hyde about this earlier, is, what are the important things? How's he doing there? What's the report saying about velocity, about how he's feeling physically? And Hyde said, the arm feels great. The oblique is healed. And he said the velocity is, quote, where we want it to be. He didn't offer specific numbers, but if it's Hunter Harvey, he was in the upper 80s or low 90s, that's not where they would want it to be. So I have to figure mid to upper 90s. So, he's available to come off that 60 really at the end of the month. So that could be when the homestand begins Monday or maybe an extra day if they want to give him one more appearance. But he's ready to join the bullpen then it's just a question of how they use him. I don't think you just toss him into the closer role at this point. I don't even know if he could go back-to-back days. It's just fingers crossed to keep Hunter Harvey healthy. He's going to pitch in high-leverage situations for sure, but you just want to keep him on the roster.
Roch, not only are you the man, but you're also the myth and the legend. Thank you very much, my friend.
I'll take it. Thank you.